Do you have some people in your life that just seem to be so confident no matter what situation they're in? In today's video, I'll be sharing actionable tips and habits that you can do to improve your confidence. Confidence comes from experience. A quote I love is, "Don't build confidence, build evidence." Confidence comes as a result of evidence, not the other way around. What that essentially means is the more experience you have, the more evidence you have, the more confident you will feel. Think about a topic or a subject that you're super passionate about. Something that you can talk hours and hours about and feel like really comfortable and confident talking about this subject. And other people that may not have that kind of knowledge that you have will listen to you and be like, oh, this person is so confident. That is your evidence. This is something you know and you are 100% sure of yourself. That's why people see you as a confident person. Are you afraid of messing up, making a fool out of yourself, do something embarrassing? Newsflash, everyone is going through the same thing. And if we can admit to the fact, if we sometimes even say it out loud, laugh about it, it makes it less awkward than trying to pretend it didn't happen. Like, let's say you slipped and you're trying to brush it off like nothing ever happened. I feel like sometimes these scenarios are even more awkward than somebody admitting to the fact like, oh shit, I just slipped. And you know, other people can laugh with you. I think it makes it less embarrassing and you have something to laugh about. Don't take yourself too seriously, have a good laugh and move on. And if you catch yourself getting back into negative self-talk, like, oh my God, I'm not confident, I can't do this, I'm not doing this right, use the word yet. The word yet is so powerful. I am not confident yet. I can't do this yet. I don't know this yet. It flips your negative self-talk to a more positive self-talk and allows you just to be kinder to yourself. You cannot not communicate. This is a sentence that the Austrian-American psychologist and therapist Paul Watzlawick has come up with. And he says you cannot not communicate because we communicate with our body language, with our presence, just by sitting down and doing nothing basically. If you meet a new person, it only takes a couple of seconds to determine in our minds if we like that person or we don't, if we're interested in that person or we're not. That means humans communicate as soon as we're being perceived by others. If you watch this video up here, you know my take on fake it till you make it. It's not my favorite technique to boost confidence because I was always feeling like I was literally being fake, putting on a mask and pretending to be someone that I'm not. Instead, I ask myself the question, what would a confident person do in this scenario? What is their body language? Imagine you're going on a coffee date with your best friend and they're 20 minutes late and you have to decide whether you're waiting outside alone or you're being confident in yourself, getting that coffee, sitting down in the cafe by yourself. They wouldn't go in scanning the room and thinking, oh my God, are other people judging me because I'm alone in a coffee shop? And this is just an example, but sometimes these things can get really into our heads, right? Oh, what will they think about us? Oh, we look like we don't have friends because we're by ourselves. A confident person would go up to the coffee bar, order their coffee and maybe get a cake and sit down, being okay with enjoying their own company until their friend comes there. And again, I think it's a perspective switch where you could use that time that you're waiting for a friend to having time to yourself, so it doesn't have to be a negative experience. Enjoy your own company. Think about something that you really love, that you really enjoy doing, and ask yourself if you would be okay doing it by yourself, going to that thing, whatever it is, alone. Maybe for something that requires a partner, like ballroom dancing or something like that, there's open spaces that allow you to switch partners. So would you be willing to do that? Because that is a really huge confidence boost after you've done that once or twice. And I'm giving you an example out of my life. Maybe you can relate. Back in 2013, I lived in the US for a year. I was living with a family, I was babysitting their kids, and there was this concert by Woodkid, which I love so much. So back home, my friends were going to that concert in Germany, but I was here in the US by myself, and all the other au pair friends that I made either didn't know them or were not interested in going to this concert. So here I was like debating whether it would be awkward to go by myself. Would I be confident enough to go by myself? And the first time when I had this thought, I came up with so many excuses why I shouldn't be going, because it's embarrassing to go to a concert by yourself. What will other people think of me if they see me hanging out? Will they think I'm weird? I have nobody to talk to at a concert. And I was talking to some friends and I caught myself actually talking myself into wanting to go to the concert, because I remembered saying, I know I will regret if I'm not going to this concert. I will always say, oh my God, I should have just done it. So I ended up going, and it was a weird experience, but it was so cool. The only weird, awkward feeling I had was before the band started playing, because that's usually when you go to the bar, hang out with your friends, but there were actually so many other people by themselves. I don't know, you don't really talk during the concert with anybody, so I really enjoyed it, and it's like on the top of my list of experiences that I did within this year, because it was just so memorable and I was really proud of myself, and that is a huge confidence boost. Even if you don't feel like you're confident enough to do it, asking yourself the question if you will regret it later on can be really helpful. Risk it for the biscuit. Yes, no correlation to this video. Point is, you have to try new things. You have to be willing to do something that you're uncomfortable with. Growth and comfort rarely coexist. We focus so much on other people. Sometimes we think we're the center of attention and everybody's thinking about us, judging us, and we're so important, and that's just not true. We're not that important, which is a good thing. With this perspective switch, what you're doing is, instead of putting the focus on you, you're flipping it to the other person. Ask yourself, why does it matter so much to you that you're being perceived as confident or likable to this other person? What qualities do they have? What makes you look up to them? Why are you trying so hard for them to like you? Ask yourself also, do you even like that person? Is that person somebody you would hang out with? Are they a kind person? Do they have the same values as you? And sometimes we just want to impress other people, putting on that mask, not be our true authentic self, and it's hurting us. Can I be honest with you? Hate is a really strong word and I try to avoid it, but I really don't like small talk. The thing is though, if you're trying to make new friends, if you're trying to meet somebody new, make new connections, you have to start with small talk. As much as I would love to go into a deep dive about their biggest dreams and darkest secrets and childhood trauma and all of that, it's probably not going to happen on the first time you meet. Here's just a reminder to get comfortable with that as well. Very important part is eye contact, and I've been struggling with this so much, and I have to catch myself sometimes. Eye contact is something that is really uncomfortable for me. I feel like people are looking into my soul if I look at their eyes directly and they're looking into mine, but it's so essential, because again, we cannot not communicate, and sometimes if you're just trying to drift your eyes into different directions, it doesn't come off as confident, or maybe even worse, you don't seem interested in the conversation, which for me is, I know it's not true, and I know other people that maybe are anxious or something and it's hard for them, but that's a thing that I've been really trying to practice. I feel like ever since I had a baby, I think that is like a very big magnet for having more small talk with other people, because it's either other parents or just random people on the street, and I think that really helps. I think that goes also if you have a pet, so dogs are also really great for social connections. Maybe obvious, but I wanted to include it in this list. Wear something and put something on that makes you feel confident, that you can walk out in the world and feel like your posture is a little bit more upright. Makes you feel good, whether that be a favorite sweater you have, your favorite lipstick that you want to put on, smell if you have a perfume that gives you a confidence boost. put that on. Focus on the best case scenario. So whether you go out and meet new people, whether you try to go out by yourself to a concert or something that you enjoy doing, we are often so caught up in our minds and focusing on the negative and all the worst things that could happen. As I said, will people judge us? What will they think? Blah, 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 blah. But what would the positive outlook be? Look inward and accept. If you're feeling uncomfortable, if you feel like you're not confident yet, just accept it. It's uncomfortable for a reason, because maybe we're not used to doing all these things. Maybe it is out of our comfort zone, and that is okay. We don't have to get there by tomorrow. It takes a while. So just being okay with how you feel is an essential part, because oftentimes we're just so caught up in suppressing everything. We want to have the quote-unquote bad emotions go away, but they're just emotions. If you accept them, if you acknowledge them, you can move through them and not against them. Knowledge is power. Go learn something new, go try something new. Write a list of all these things that you want to try and allow yourself to be a beginner. I opened this video with the quote, "Confidence comes from evidence," so you can't expect yourself to be the most confident person and the most capable person if you try the thing for the first time. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. You got this. If you enjoyed this video, I think you enjoyed this one as well, where I talk about all the things you should avoid in doing when you build your confidence. Thank you so much for watching. I see you next time.